Michael Jenkins, former NFL, Atlanta Falcon, and Minnesota Viking. Chilling with my guys, Roman Harper and Charles Peanut Tillman. Doing a little medical device sales now in my second act, joining this NFL Players Second Acts podcast.
I'm Peanut Tillman, and this is the NFL Players Second Acts podcast. This is my guy, Roman Harper. What's up?
What's up, man? That was very quick and easy. So thank you for pushing that to me. First of all, foremost, shout out to iHeartRadio for allowing us to use their studios. Really looking forward to talking to this guest today. I don't think I've ever had a genuine conversation outside of a helmet with this gentleman. So
Me either.
Really looking forward to it. I can't wait because I've been a big fan of this for a long time. And Peanut, tell us who it is.
Yeah, he is a first-round pick out of the Ohio State. He's a national champion, played 9 seasons in the NFL. He's a broadcaster. He owns a CrossFit gym, and he's in medical sales. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the pod, Michael Jenkins! Now, I'm not going to lie. When we finished with the last guest and he came in, I kind of looked over. He kind of looked like Vince Carter a little bit. Like the height and everything.
I get that a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, is Vince in the building?
Yeah.
I didn't know you was that tall.
Me
bro.
neither. That's the
I
first
was
thing I
like,
said to him.
damn,
Like,
who is this tight end? Oh, no, this is a receiver.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I just didn't know. Have you continued to grow since we hung up? Because
I wish.
I played against you many times. I just thought it was the cleats and the helmet. But no, you really are extremely tall.
Yeah, 6'5". Yeah.
Every
The
bit of
NFL measurements didn't lie.
Man. Well, all right. Well, talking about the NFL measurements, how do you think you measure up with the tradition of the Ohio State's receivers?
Ooh.
All you guys that you put into
It's a
the
bunch
league.
of y'all.
I mean, you got Joey.
It's a bunch of y'all.
Yeah, man, you got Joey Galloway, Terry Glenn, who I love, a.k.a. the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
David Boston. I mean, the dude could lift the whole house, maybe a little too swole.
He tackled me pretty good.
Michael Jenkins, of course, yourself, Santonio Holmes, Ted Ginn Jr., who were both on Playboy All-American team with myself. Shout out to me.
Super
Anthony Gonzalez, who had a really good career, who's actually went to politics.
Yeah.
All right. Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, and of course, Marvin Harrison Jr., the latest one. And they got 2 more in the stalls right now at Ohio State.
It's crazy. But let me ask y'all, does that make us wide receiver U or is it LSU?
Oh, LSU's is nasty.
There's something to think about there.
I'll ask this one question in. Out of you guys in LSU, how many have Hall of Famers? Are there any Hall of Famers? Out of the names?
Out of those, is Chris Carter a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
He isn't. It took him a while, though.
It did
took
take him a while.
He didn't get,
Now, what about LSU? How many Hall of Fame receivers do they have, would you say?
So I can't just go off of just Hall of Fame.
It's hard to go off just Hall.
I think Ohio State has put straight dogs in the league. And Ohio State, in my opinion, if I didn't go to Alabama, I had to redo it all over again. The Ohio State would be the second best university, in my opinion, as far as football is concerned, in the country. I think that's a strong statement, but I believe in that. But man, the recency of what LSU has done as far as like the wide receivers, though, it's pretty legit. Because I mean, you can't complain when they got 2 out of the top 3 in the league right now.
No,
you can't. But when the question is though, is it a receiver U at Ohio State or a receiver U at LSU? I think it's Ohio State because the consistency over the years. I'm just gonna say y'all put out some dogs for years and years and years to come. You're going off of like most recently.
Yes,
kind of, sort of.
But their most recent is basically 2 guys.
I know, but I'm saying I'm going off of like the list.
Though.
They are dominant. I'm gonna give them their flowers, but it went back to 95, bro.
No, I agree with you.
I'm gonna say the Ohio State has it.
No, as far as that in tradition, the years, that would be one. I hate to say it, but Alabama's in there in the recency bias as well.
I think if you look over, like you said, the mass numbers, because you still forget Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
You add all those guys in with Ted Ginn and all those guys. And now with Jeremiah Smith coming and Mecca Ibuka coming, Jackson Smith was doing, Olave, Garrett, like the mass number of receivers versus
it's a lot.
Their top 2. Yeah.
So I want to talk to you about the Holy Buckeye play. And on this play, is it true that you ran the wrong route?
That is true.
What route were you supposed to run?
Technically, I was supposed to have a post. Yeah, it's old school 268 or 278 X post wide, Z dig. But I ran a go and the Z ran a post. Basically, that's all that happened. So I beat my guy, Antoine Rogers, who, fun fact, we played Little League football together in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh, wow.
But just one of those things where I got outside, instead of trying to fight over the top to the post, I just kept going up the field. Me and Krenzel Hessel, had that connection, and he let it go. So it worked out on 4th and 1 for keep us in the natty hopes.
So do people ever ask you, because you said you get asked about that all the time. It's another play that I think most people probably sleep on, and that is the 4th and 14 play in overtime in the national championship game versus the Miami Hurricane.
Yeah.
That was the play that really saved it or really made the season for you guys.
Yeah. I mean, for one, nobody thought we had a chance in that game.
I was one of those.
If you look at that roster Miami had back then.
That was what year was that?
2002 season.
Yeah, so it's 2001. That's probably the
2002, 2003 championship, right?
Yeah, Miami had won 33 straight college football games.
Yeah, they had everybody.
That was, I
mean, you talking about Sean Taylor, DJ
Williams, John Vilma, Vince Wilfork, and Andre Johnson,
Kellen Winslow. They were all on that team.
Yeah.
And so, double-digit dogs in the
you got Hall of Famers all over. They got Hall of Famers over there. Yeah.
But, we came out. I think they kind of obviously didn't take us as serious as probably they should have in the beginning. And we put up a fight and get to that point. Like you said, it's 4th and 14. They've been playing cover 2-man pretty much the whole game. That was what that's what they did, And so ran a comeback, what I've run 1,000 times at Ohio State. Got my depth once again. Krenzel hit me on the sideline, kept the game going.
Oh, you must have been his man that year, Craig. He was always in for you.
I tried. Just doing my job.
You get to the league. Now you got to prove yourself all over again to, the players on your team. What was it like getting to the Falcons? And then also, I want to know, what was your welcome to the NFL moment?
Getting to the Falcons, it was, it was a pretty cool moment. 04 draft. Going back to the natty, I'm a junior in college. You win the natty, then everybody's thinking like, all right, Jenks gone. Maurice Corrett was trying to fight the NFL and leave. But basically all your top stars you think are going to the NFL. And I remember people asking me in the locker room after the natty, like, so are you leaving? I'm like, what are you talking about? I love playing college ball. I loved our teammates. Like, I had no inclination of going to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So fast forward, and that year, only 2 receivers were drafted in 03 in your class.
Yeah.
So we go to 04. Now we got 7 potential first-round picks at receiver in 1 round. And so it was Fitz, Roy Williams, Reggie Williams, Lee Evans, Michael Clayton, then me, and Rashawn Woods, all in the first round. So that was just pretty surreal to be in that group, a part of that, get to Atlanta. And back then, it was a very veteran-led team.
Yeah.
Mud Duck, McClure, center, all the linemen, veterans. You just go down the list. And Kevin Mathis, DB, you name it. And then myself and D'Angelo Hall were drafted first rounds that year. And so, of course, D. Hall's the 8th pick, so they're expecting a lot of things. Of course, myself, first round, they're expecting a lot of things. But it's like, you getting them one-on-ones, OTAs and minicam. They're like, nah, they trying to say
they're trying to embarrass you, bro. They're trying to embarrass you, dog.
But that was fun. That's part of competing. That's kind of earning your stripes. It's like, all right, Jenks doing what he got to do. And then kind of my welcome to the NFL was preseason, on the road, at Baltimore. Ray, Ed, everybody on that side. They only played like 1 series, but it was raining.
Mm-hmm.
So my first pass coming to me, drop it. And, first round, so you're not on the verge of getting cut or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But they're like, you can't make the club like that, Rook. You can't make the club.
Back to you.
That was just kind of like my welcome, NFL moment.
I like that they knew you were a rookie, and the fact that you drive that pass, they just talk bad to you anyways.
Yeah, anyway.
You gotta just take it too. Like,
you can't say nothing,
Just gotta take it.
Yeah, so.
What was it like catching a Michael Vick pass versus a Matt Ryan pass?
Totally different. So lefty versus righty. The ball does spin different.
Is that different to kind of pick up on early? If like you got a left hand
in the beginning, it is. So let's say I'm running down the left side of the field. I'm just running a go route.
Mm-hmm.
Mike's a lefty, so his ball is spinning this way, and it's going to lean where it comes over my left shoulder. Or righty, if they're throwing it normal, is spinning this way, and it kind of stays in line with me running straight, and it kind of. So Mike's ball would always kind of tend to drift that way, even though his like curls or whatever just kind of dips, and then he threw the hard as hell all the time. You know, Matt can make all the NFL throws, as they say, but it was just a nice, easy ball to catch.
Yeah.
So
catchable ball.
Yeah.
I want to talk about your second act right now. Did a little bit of broadcasting.
And I don't want to really call it, I'm not doing like live NFL games. So Falcons play, and then I'm here with the local station, Fox 5 here in Atlanta.
No, the Falcons play, is that radio or is that TV?
When Falcons play their game, I go into the studio after the game's done, and then we basically talk about the game.
Yeah.
Post-game type stuff.
Now, what about your CrossFit gym? You still got that going?
No, I let that go in COVID.
Okay.
So COVID happened. I kind of picked up my medical device sales job.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of bittersweet, but it was time.
Yeah. Talk about the medical sales, the medical device.
You know what? It's something that I never thought I'd be in sales. I always thought you had to be that slick, fast-talking, could sell the shirt off your back that you got on already, and that was never me. I was always quiet, humble, chill. Once I got done playing ball, everybody talks about like having a plan when you get done. I really didn't have a plan. Like you think you want to do some things, but I didn't intern here. I didn't, do this and do that to kind of be set up to go right into something right after. So that's why I kind of opened the CrossFit gym with another NFL vet, Brian Johnson, who played 9 years as well, came out of Penn State. And so we opened it together, and it was just kind of something to do in passing.
Yeah.
And, but enjoyed the people, enjoyed the camaraderie, still working out, still training. And a bunch of guys that I played ball with at Ohio State got into med device sales right out of school. To the point now where one of the guys, David Mitchell, he's the COO of Hologic, a big medical device company. And other guys have done very well in their career managers. So just reached out to them after about 4 or 5 years out. And it was just like, do y'all like it? You enjoy it? Have to pay, blah, blah, blah. And plus that NFL insurance was running out in 5 years. So it was, I ain't gonna have to pay that Cobra cost, and that Cobra would be taxing, So
a little costly.
Yeah,
it's a little costly.
So it was just the timing was just perfect, and they were just like, Jink, if you want a second career or something where you're not just sitting at a desk, a normal 9 to 5, you kind of make your own hours. You get to interact with a lot of different people. Once you kind of get in, you can move about however you want. It's hard to get in. It's almost like the NFL. They only take the best of the best, but once you can get in, you can do very well for yourself. And so almost 6 years later now, been doing med device sales.
So what's the process of getting in? Is it just like just a ton of interviews?
Yeah, it's just a ton of interviews. Okay. It's a normal interview process, but they're trying to weed out, and they extend it and make it long for a reason, to see if you really want it, and see how you do your due diligence and getting in. And so it's a big turn from our world of just knowing football.
Yeah.
So now you're going up against corporate America, people that have been interning, that have sales, that have B2B sales, all that stuff. So you're competing against all them. And so I really had to kind of sell myself and bet on myself on that one. And so it's worked out.
Hey, let's sell medical devices. I think we should do that. Me and you, let's do it. He said it's difficult. It's like the NFL, like it's hard to get into.
Don't be shaking your head back there. Yes. Don't
hey, let's sell medical devices. Let's sell medical devices.
Mike, he comes up with his idea. Something. Every show, every
Let's
pod.
do it.
Hey, we should do this.
We should.
No. All right, so Mike,
he always shoot me down.
Hey,
I'm always trying to learn something new.
Come up with your own little thing.
Let's
Somebody buy it. You get brought out after a few years.
What company do you work for, and what do you specifically sell, if you don't mind me?
So I work for Stryker. It's a big medical.
Stryker.
A lot of people know Stryker. A lot of people know Stryker by the beds and kind of knees and hips, but I'm in the neurosurgical space. So if you see like Tiger Woods had a microdiscectomy on his back, those are the surgeries I sit in all the time.
Ooh, I had 2 of those. Yeah.
So laminectomy, stuff like that. Or if there's a tumor that needs to be removed from the cranial space, I provide the tools that help the surgeons remove bone.
Why do you sit in these surgical rooms when during brain surgeries? Because I mean, it's got to be the first time you see one that I don't want to use those terms. The first time you see one get cracked open, like it's got to be just a little bit,
My first ever case. Obviously, you never forget your first.
Yeah.
And it's something. It's something. You see actual brain.
Yeah.
You do see it. And it's not like TV and it's just wide open. Like these patients, every patient is really covered from head to toe. And if they're operating on the brain, all it is the little small spot that they're working on. The whole patient is covered. But there are some cases where it's pretty gnarly.
I'm going to ask you a question. So seeing it is one thing, but what about the smell? Is that something else completely?
That's a real thing.
That's a real thing. Like when they start to
it's only the beginning.
Stuff?
Yeah, when they cauterize and they're opening up the skin, it's like melted butter. I mean, they're cutting through the skin, and that's what you smell.
Burnt flesh is
that burnt flesh. So that's what you smell in the beginning. But after that, you just kind of get used to it.
Was there ever a time to where because the first surgery I went in, I sat inside of surgery one time.
Yeah.
I was cool looking at this guy's knee. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. Because I thought I wanted to do the medical thing. Thought I wanted to be a nurse. And all of a sudden, they cut this they started cauterizing. And I was like, I smelt it. And that smell hit these nostrils.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a real thing.
I had to get out. So that was why I asked you. I was like, so looking at it on TV is one thing. I could do that all day, but the smell is what takes people out.
Oh, yeah. Some people interview and don't realize they have to go sit in surgery. And then they're like,
why am I in there?
Yeah.
But you have to be in there just in case if they're using your tools.
Yeah,
it's something that's
different
happen,
reasons. The surgeons know how to use our stuff. It's like a cell phone. They know how to use it. So obviously when you're trying to introduce new technology, or sometimes they just have issues, the mic wasn't staying up, hey, can you come in this room, help us with this case? We've been having some issues over the last few cases. Yeah. So there's different reasons why you're in there, but there's certain medical device reps that are in every case because they're on the implant side. So they have to provide the screws or certain implants that need to go in the patient every single time. So I'm pretty fortunate I'm not on the implant side, where I'm just on the kind of the tools side of things. So once they know how to use it and they're good with their cell phone pertaining to our equipment, I don't need to be in there every single time.
Have you ever been in a room where you're like, dude, this, I mean, and I know HIPAA laws are real, but like, man, you be like, dude, this is like, I never thought I'd be doing this. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to get descriptive, but I've seen some stuff.
We got to do it. We can do it on the side. You can still do SEC Network.
Bro,
we can still podcast.
I got 4 kids, bro. I don't have a side.
I got 4 kids too.
I don't have a side.
I got 5.
Yeah, exactly. Like we can do it. We get good insurance.
Dude, I don't have a.
Come on.
Where my question at?
This dude is so lame. He does not want to learn nothing new.
No. All right, tell me this, Mike. I hear you are. I don't want to put this label on you, but if I throw it out there, just yes or no. Are you a sneakerhead?
Yes.
Okay. See, all right then. All right. I didn't want to throw it out there because I got a lot of shoes, but I don't claim to be a sneakerhead.
Yeah.
I think sneakerheads are next level. So how many pairs of shoes do you have?
I haven't counted in a long time.
Okay. When's the last time you counted? And about how many more do you think you have had acquired since? Because sneakerheads, they don't ever stop. It's a forever addiction because it doesn't kill you.
Yeah. And now my kids are in it and it's bad.
It's expensive then when the kids get in it.
Dude, and their shoe sizes change.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
every year.
Yeah. The Black Cement 3s just shock dropped today on Nike app. And so I had to get a pair for one of my sons. But I probably counted a few years ago and I stopped at 400.
Ooh.
And there was still more. And, so that was 5 years ago.
Now,
so,
where do you keep? Is there a spot in the crib where you keep them on?
Oh yeah.
Like, are you like bleeding into the next, like the hallway or another room?
No,
or is it like its own
weird.
special room?
It's its own special room. That was initially for all closed. We had this one little weird room, no windows. And so we kind of made it a closet. And it was all closed at one point. And then all the clothes started going out and the shoes started going in. So my wife's still fighting me on that. There's, half clothes, half shoes, but it's one room.
Fights will be won and lost in shoes, my brother.
Yes.
Tell me this. Are they all Nikes?
No.
Okay. Because you did have a Nike contract.
Did have a Nike contract. So there are a lot of Nikes, but they're not all Nikes.
Okay.
I was a Nike guy.
And what is your favorite pair?
I'll probably go with my most sentimental pair is Jordan 12 playoffs. That was my first ever pair of Jordans. And so 97 in high school.
Yeah.
You still got them?
Not that pair.
Okay.
Yeah, not that
but
pair.
you got a pair. Okay.
Yeah, but there's sentimental reasons for that one.
I think my first pair were the 4s.
Jordan 4s?
Yeah.
I didn't have a pair until I got into college. And
the Alabama money started kicking in.
No, my girlfriend actually bought them for me, who's my wife now.
Yeah.
Shout out to Heather taking care of your man. I like that. Shout out.
Nice. Yeah.
But now I have a whole bunch. And so it's just the cup is runneth over. My favorite are the 11. I mean, I don't think you can get better than Concords. It's just the most classic. Like you
going with suits, tuxedos.
Nobody's ever going to
play him in the gym, shorts. Like, I absolutely agree.
Yep.
I like the Space Jams though. I love the Space Jams.
Okay, I'm not mad at that.
No,
I'm not mad at that.
Not mad at 11s at all.
Yeah, to me, 11 and 1s are my faves. What are your faves? Your favorite Nike shoe? They don't have to be.
I mean, if we go on Jordans, it's 1, 11, and 4s.
Okay. Yeah.
So
1, 11, and 4s. That's probably, what are yours?
I'm an 11, 3, 11, 4 type guy. Yeah.
You like 3s?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I got a lot of 3s too. So it's.
This is what I'm saying. 3s and 4s are kind of classic,
we're at the point now, my wife is like, don't buy any more shoes. Like,
the wife is does she like them too?
She loves them too.
Yeah.
So
you gotta buy her some.
I just got her some Nike Vomeros. You know, it's like, so she like, okay. But me and my UPS guy, he'll I'll meet him up the street sometime.
That's funny that y'all got like y'all on the first name basis. Yeah. Hey, yo, Ron, meet me in the back. Meet me a block away, Ron. Yeah. All right, I got you, Jay. I got you, baby.
So the shoe obsession has kind of turned into bourbon now.
Okay.
So I'm a big bourbon guy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's...
And bourbon, dude, has good resale value.
Yeah. Bourbon's just like the shoe market.
Yes,
you can't get these, when they come out of retail, they're 3-4x the price for bourbon on the secondary market.
I'm an Uncle Nearest guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good story.
It's a great story.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know about it. And then once I saw the story, I was like, I was all in.
Oh, yeah. Man.
I'll never drink Jack again.
Yeah.
I'm Uncle Nearest all day, every day. That's a whole nother story. Yeah. We'll talk about that. I'll educate you on that. But it's a great story if you don't know it.
I don't know it, but you can educate me later.
Another podcast.
After we get off this one, I'll fill you in. Yeah. I do got a question for you. This year's CrossFit Games, did you compete in them?
No. I never made it to that level.
You didn't make it to that level?
Not the game. Not like what you see on TV. But I'll do the, they have all the gyms worldwide. Yeah. Do the little competition. So I did a few of the workouts. Yeah.
So do you know some of the stats?
On like what I did?
Yeah. Do you know? I have them.
What you got?
Uh-oh. So the back squat, it was 420. The deadlift was the deadlift was 530. The clean and jerk, 265.
Nice. Live like you in college again.
Fight Gone Bad, 327. I don't even know what that is. The Fran was 4 minutes. Yeah, Fran was 4 minutes, 8 seconds. The Grace was 2:02. Okay. I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
Helen's 10:46, 10 minutes, 46 seconds.
Okay.
And the snatch was 2:05.
Yeah, that's all
from the ground.
Right.
From the ground.
The ground.
And you're a tall guy. That's a long way.
CrossFit is not a tall man's sport.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Not at all. So everybody, especially the ones you see that make it professionally in CrossFit, they're all like the same exact build, like 5'6" to 5'10", maybe the tallest, like 185. So a 6'5" guy trying to do CrossFit is not ideal.
Do you consider it a sport or is it just exercise?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking both of y'all. I just looked at you.
I mean, it's sporty. I think it's sporty. I think they're amazing athletes, but it's also like, I don't know how good, I don't know, because like when I say athlete, I'm thinking like athleticism, which means you can do multiple things, like multiple sports. I don't know how good these CrossFitters would be in other sports. That's my only knock on it.
So you consider it an exercise?
I didn't say that. I said what I said.
So do you consider race car drivers athletes?
There we go.
Can you wait? Answer my question first. Answer my question first.
Okay.
Answer my question. Answer mine
I'm
first.
gonna say yes because I do CrossFit, so I consider it a sport. I consider them athletes.
Okay. Yes, I like that.
Nah.
Define that.
And I've done race car driving too, so I'm on.
I think you got to be. I think you got to have endurance and stamina, and you got to work out to do it. But I don't know if you're an athlete per se, kind of, sort of. I don't know. Are you an athlete if you ride horses, equestrian? Are you an athlete, or does the horse do all the work?
I mean, I think your legs would beg to differ if you've ridden.
But are you an athlete though, or is it a sport? Riding horses, is that a sport, or the horse is doing all the work? I know I got to steer them, but like, go left, go right. Whoa, buddy!
And you got to weigh like less than 120 pounds.
Yeah,
that's another part. You got to weigh less than 120 pounds. Jockeys
are athletes. Is it? That's a sport. Horse
I do know this. Sport? It's better to bet on the jockey, not the horse.
Yeah,
but that's true. So if you get the history on the jockey, that makes a difference. Yeah.
So like, you got to give him some more credit than that.
Okay,
I don't know where we are right now in this podcast.
We can talk about sports and what we think is sports, like ping pong, pool. Like
ping pong players are definitely athletes, dog.
Bowling.
Have you seen what they do in the Olympics? They are legit. Yeah. Sorry, it's crazy.
I don't know.
I couldn't do it.
I couldn't either. I can't.
Ping pong,
I won't.
Professional ping pong? Yeah, I couldn't.
Have you seen them? They're crazy.
I'm a basement ping pong guy. I do. Here's my final question.
What do you mean by basement?
Basement ping pong. I play in my own basement.
Okay.
Common sense. He went to Alabama. He a little slow. Okay. Don't worry about that. Yeah. My last question for you, Mount Rushmore. You have had tremendous success in your life. And if you had to pick 4 people who have had influence on you, who would those 4 people be?
I'm blessed and fortunate to have 2-parent household, grew up in 2-parent household. I got to put mom and dad up there.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that as 1 or you want to make it as 2?
No, I'll make it as 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on real quick. Why mom and dad?
I mean, they're the rock. They're the foundation. They're the reason why I've been able to do and have what I've been able to do.
Yeah.
And of course, dad was more of the kind of pusher and enforcer. Mom was, hey, that's enough. He's okay. Yeah, you don't have to go that far.
It's a good balance.
Yeah, it was a good balance. It was a good balance. But, I can still remember her sitting with me, literally like elementary school, perfecting penmanship, with my studies and stuff like that. So, like you said, a really good balance with those 2. Love them to death. Coaching wise, Coach Jim Tressel.
No doubt. I was hoping you'd say that.
Yeah. I mean, I wish he was still coaching, man. He, people talk about players coaching and all that, but somehow he found a way, in his own way, to relate, to kids coming from all over and motivate and just being somebody you want to be around.
Mm-hmm.
And, he would have guys over to his house, his wife, his kids. It was special what Tressel did while he was there. And so he's always been a big fan of mine. Still talk to him to this day, which is pretty cool. So that's 3. 4. Probably my godfather, we call him Mr. Nick. Army bud with my dad, but one of my dad's best friends, but just someone I could always when I didn't want to talk to my dad and we was fussing about stuff, I could call my goddad, and we work it out and talk about, your pops just love you, man. He just, so, and then, he'd be along the way of life lessons too. And we'd go to the basketball court and them 2 would rough me up, 13, 14 years old, and just taught me, fight through things, no matter what it is. So it's pretty cool to have people like that in your life.
That's dope. It's a good list. I like it.
Man, love that list. Shout out to all the godfathers and uncles out there that's keeping it alive when dad tripping, because that happens. And so it takes a village, truly it does. And shout out to Coach Jim Tressel as well.
I heard nothing but great things about him.
I've heard nothing but great things. And at the end of the day, you know, he's a hell of a coach. All he did was win from Youngstown as well, right?
Yep.
Youngstown State to Ohio State. And he paid the ultimate sacrifice to protect his players.
Yeah.
And so in a school and in a sport that we've seen change, where now it's more about me and what coach is getting his looks and doing all this. He was the one coach that I will always say he fell on the sword for his players and wouldn't let nobody get inside that locker room and break them up. So shout out to him for paying the ultimate sacrifice. So, and Ohio State loves him for it now. It's crazy how mad they were at the time, and how they treat him now. Where every time he shows back up. So it's crazy, man. But anyways, Mike, man, thanks, man. Appreciate your time.
Appreciate you guys having me.
Appreciate the blessing, man, and appreciate you just pouring into us. So thanks for that, bro. All of our viewers and listeners out there, thank you so much as always for tuning in, man. Me and Peanut, we enjoy it. This is fun, man. This is what we get to do, and this is why we get to listen to all these stories.
Yeah.
And so wherever you listen to your podcast, whether it's Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, thank you so much. Give us a 5-star rating, review, follow, couple comments.
Sure, like, subscribe. Catch us on NFL, the YouTube channel. That's where we at.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Peanut, get us up out of here, my guy.
I'm Peanut. That's Big Jank. That's Roman Harper. And this is the NFL Players Second X Podcast. We out.